Hi friends, it's Mr. Alex from Adams Memorial Library, and I'm back with our themed craft for the month of April. Now, since it's warming up a little bit, I thought this would be a great time to make a spring version of one of my favorite crafts, a toilet paper tube windsock. Now, don't forget that you can stop here at the library, either at front desk or curbside pickup, to get your very own craft kit to make this project. And before we get started, I'll show you exactly what we need to make it if you're following along at home. Alrighty. So when we're making our toilet paper tube spring windsock, there are a lot of things that we're going to need, as you can see in front of me here. So I'm going to go through some of what we have and talk about what's going to be in your kit and what you might need to round up at home. The first thing we're going to need is, obviously, we need a toilet paper tube. And there will be one of these in your kit, as well as some paint in a spring color to paint your tube. Yours might be a different color than mine, but that's okay. Everybody's will be a little bit unique. And you're also going to find a paintbrush in your kit to paint your tube with. Now, something that you won't find in your kit is I did grab this paper plate here, and that's because I don't want to get paint on our nice tablecloth here in the studio. So I want to put something down like this paper plate to paint on top of. So you might want to find some newspaper, cardboard, paper plate, or something that you have at home that will protect your surface from the paint. Up next, we obviously need to decorate our windsock, and we're going to do that in a couple of different ways. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add this butterfly pattern. So yours might look a little bit different. I've already gone ahead and trimmed out the pattern pieces. Yours might look like an uncut sheet, and that's okay. But you'll need to get your pattern pieces out of the kit. You'll need your 3 different types of scrapbooking paper. And again, yours might look a little bit different, but that's going to keep everybody's project unique. You're also going to find in your kit some streamers that are pre-cut, as well as some yarn that's pre-cut. And that's going to help us decorate and hang our windsock, as well as some crayons to decorate our butterfly. Now, some other things is that you're going to have a glue stick, which will be in your kit, and a few things that are not in your kit that you might need to find at home. So for instance, this pair of scissors I have here, we're going to need that to trim our string and also cut out our butterfly pattern. So very important there. And we're also going to need a hole punch. And this is going to be so that we can tie our yarn onto our windsock. Now, if you don't have a hole punch at home, that's okay. You can take some glue or maybe even some tape and attach your yarn that way. But I find that a hole punch is the easiest. So that is a lot of stuff for our craft, but go ahead and gather your supplies either out of your kit or from home, and we'll go ahead and get started. Alrighty, and as you can see, I've moved all of our decorating supplies off to the side because our first step is going to be to paint our toilet paper tube. Now, don't forget, I have my paper plate, which is very important to protect our table and our tablecloth from the paint. So you definitely want to make sure you have something down. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to paint our toilet paper tube so that it has a nice even coat. Some things to note are that it may take more than one coat to cover your toilet paper tube. So you're going to see me paint it here now, and then we're going to go to the decorating part. But in between there, if I feel that it needs another layer of paint or two, I may add it off camera while our toilet paper tube is drying. So let's get our paint, let's get our brushes, and we'll start painting. Alrighty, so as you can see, I've painted the entire toilet paper tube, and I did go over and touch up some spaces that I thought could use a little bit more paint, but you can still sort of see the base color brown of our toilet paper tube. So this is definitely going to need another layer of paint. So one of the great things about our paper plate is that we can just set our toilet paper tube on it, and we're going to set that aside and let it dry. So I'm going to let our toilet paper tube dry. Once it's dry, I'll add a second layer of paint, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to decorate it. See you soon. And after a little bit of waiting, we now have one painted and dry toilet paper tube. So our first step of the craft is done. Now we're going to go ahead and set that aside, and we are going to get our different scrapbooking paper, our butterfly pattern, which is very important and should have 4 different pieces, and we're going to get our crayon. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a different piece of scrapbooking paper for each of the parts of the butterfly. So for instance, I might want to make the body out of this blue. I might want to make the wings out of this floral pattern. And I might want to make the embellishments for the wings out of this yellow. So once I've picked a design for each part of the butterfly, then I'm going to go ahead and take my crayon or a pencil or something else to write with, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trace around each of the pattern pieces. Now, I do recommend doing this on the back of the sheet so that you don't see any crayon marks on the front of your project. Alrighty, and just like that, I have all of my pieces for my butterfly traced onto my different patterns of scrapbooking paper. Now, one thing that I didn't mention before I started tracing is that for the embellishments of the wings, you're going to need 2 of each design, 1 for each side of the wings. Now, at this point, I can go ahead and take my pair of scissors that I have from home, and I can go ahead and cut out each of the different pieces of my butterfly, and then they'll be ready to assemble. So let's go ahead and do that now. Alrighty, so now I have all of my pieces cut out. I have my butterfly's wings, my butterfly's body, and some embellishments for each of the wing pieces. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my glue stick from my craft stack, and I'm going to go ahead and glue all the pieces of the butterfly together. We're going to put these smaller circles on the bottom of the butterfly's wings. One here. And then another one on the other side, just like this. We'll put these larger ovals at the top of the butterfly's wings. And then we're going to go ahead and glue the body of the butterfly right down the center. Now, at this point, it's sort of looking like a butterfly, but we're not quite there yet. And this is where we might want to take our crayon or other decorating materials and make some embellishments that allow our butterfly to look a little more like an actual butterfly. So we could give it a face, maybe an eye or two, and a mouth, just like this. And we also have all of this other scrap paper. So we could use some of the scrap paper to cut things like antenna or other designs for our butterfly that'll make it even more unique. So I think my butterfly could use some antenna, so I'm going to go ahead and cut and glue those now. And just like that, with a little bit of extra work and some of our scrap paper, my butterfly now looks perfect, at least to me. There might be some other things that you might want to add to your butterfly, and that would be great too. Don't forget that you can also mix and match the different patterns and different parts of the butterfly. So for instance, I made my butterfly's body blue and the wings a floral pattern, but if you wanted to switch that up, that's totally okay. There's no set order or set pattern of paper that you have to cut your pieces out in. So now we have our windsock tube and our butterfly complete, and we're going to go ahead and set both of those aside because the next thing that we're going to do is prepare the streamers for our windsock. And in order to do this, we're going to make sure that we have 6 streamers of about 1 foot each. They should be already pre-measured in your kit, but we're going to take these and make sure that we have 6, which we do. And then we're going to take our tube, and at whichever side we decide we want to be the bottom, we're going to start gluing the streamers in. So the best way I found to do this is to take our glue stick, apply a little bit of glue to the streamer, and then go ahead and insert the streamer into the tube and press down to allow the glue to bond. Once we do that, we'll have a streamer attached to our windsock tube. Now, we do have 6 more, and 6 can be a lot. So you can decide how many of these that you actually want to put into your windsock. I find that 6 is about the most that fits, but you could do 4, you could do 3, any number that you want is okay. You just want to keep adding some glue to your streamers at the end, and then slowly overlapping them and working your way around the windsock. So you'll have something that looks like this. And I'm going to go ahead and glue on the rest of my streamers. Alrighty, so as you can see, I did manage to glue all 6 of my streamers inside of my Windsock, and I think it looks pretty great. But as always, if you want to put fewer streamers, that's okay. And if you have some streamers at home, you could even add additional streamers as well. It's up to you. But I think this looks pretty great. So now we're going to move on to our next step, which is where we're going to grab our hole punch, and we're going to punch 2 holes right across from each other at the top of our Windsock. So I'm going to punch one here, and then I'll punch another one here. And what these are going to be for is they are going to be for our yarn. So I'm going to take our yarn, I'm going to feed it through both of those holes that we just punched, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tie a knot at the top of the yarn, just like this. And once we've added our knot, if we have any extra yarn, for instance, I have all this here, we can take our scissors and go ahead and cut that off. And now we have a way to hang our Windsock, just like this. Now, the last step is going to be to add our butterfly friend. And in order to do that, all we're going to do is take some glue, apply it liberally to the back of our butterfly friend so that we really know that it's going to stick. And then we're going to go ahead and place our butterfly friend on the front of our Windsock. I like to do this in the same direction as the 2 holes that we punched. So for instance, at the top here, you can see the string going right across our Windsock, and I'm going to put it in the same direction just so that you can still see our butterfly friend when the Windsock is hanging. And at this point, we are finished. We have one butterfly Windsock, all ready to hang in a window or a door, wherever you would like to decorate at your home. I want to thank everybody who joined us today as we made our spring toilet paper tube Windsocks, and I hope that you'll send pictures on over to kids@adamslive.org so I can see how awesome your Windsock turned out. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for all sorts of updates, not only about other crafts, but also other great programs that we're doing here at the library. And as always, happy crafting!